Okay, this is looking pretty good. You got most of the basic things going pretty well. I think you missed a few of the bevels. So for example, on this one, right mouse click, edge, double click here, control B for bevel, and then I'm going to adjust the fraction and segments. Right mouse click object, 5, 3 for smooth. You did get a bevel on that, but you didn't need to do all these inside edges. You didn't do a bevel on this one. Uh, but you would want one. But again, select only the edges that define corners. So the way I would do that is I'll just isolate select to get everything out of the way. That's this button right here. Hold down the spacebar for hotbox, click on the center, top view, F for frame selected, right mouse click, edge, select these front ones, but then hold down control, and we're just going to deselect with control select all those inside edges, spacebar, click in the center, down to front view, F for frame selected, and then again hold control and deselect these inside edges and those inside edges, and what we're left with is just the edges that define a corner selected and none of the inside ones. So then I'm going to hold, by inside I mean, just these that don't define a corner. Control B for bevel, increase the segments, and that looks better. Unisolate that. You could get rid of this bevel and do that on this one only. Select the ones you want. The way you can get rid of it is if I go into the attribute editor, which is right here, click on the poly bevel tab, hit select, and then hit the delete key on the keyboard. Now I've gotten rid of it. Then you could select only edges that define the bevel and define a corner and bevel those. Same here, right mouse click, edge. Well, actually, let's isolate this to make it easier. Just click right here to isolate selection, and just gets all that other kind of clutter out of the way. So I'm just holding down shift and double clicking. Lots of edges to pick here. Oh, that's a bit of a concern that it's not selecting when I double click there. Why does it keep showing that thing? Ooh, where's that bottom edge? Ooh, that's not good. Oh, I just carefully selected all those. One trick I can show you before I fix that bottom thing is if I go to create sets, quick select set, and just say, meter edges, it'll save that selection, and that way I don't have to carefully go through and select those again, because you're missing this edge in the bottom here somehow. So to add that in, I'm going to use the multi-cut tool, and that's under mesh tools, multi-cut tool, and now I'll just see where that turns red there. I'll click there and go to this one, see that turning a red dot, click there, enter, and that puts that edge back in there. And now let's see if we go select, where's quick select sets? Quick select sets. This is that selection I just created. So I don't have to reselect those again. I can add this new one actually. And then control B for bevel, and again, add segments and just the segment, the fraction and all that. How's that look? Unisolate. These should be round. Those are okay. Those should be beveled as well, those edges. These should not be oval, it should be round, so just check your scale. So this scale, which is the X scale, should be the same as this scale, which is the Z scale. So if this one's that's almost 0.4, so I'll just make it 0.4. And this is just to make them the same. Actually, you could scale the whole thing down now. Just click and drag on that, make it a little smaller, but see how it's round that way. So, and these were not done correctly. Just really quick, get it to the right size, and then we'll kind of bevel it in 2 steps, but it looks like you bevel it in just a 1 step. You don't have the history, so it's hard to tell. But First we're gonna select the ones, I believe I do the ones around the side first only. Why does it keep doing that? I don't even know. I can't even make it to it if I want to do it. Anyway, those 4 edges. Increase the segments. Oops. Whoa. Why is that not working? Oh, there we go. It's just being funny. And adjust the fraction just to make that really round. Oh, I left it too tall. It's gonna be like that. And then let's just select the edges along the top. I'm gonna marquee select all of those, but then hold down Control and then deselect those. So I have just the ones on the top. Control B. Nice big one for this. Plenty of segments. And I think you're getting something much closer here to the look of the reference image than what you've got there as far as that shape. I like the additional details here, the panels and hinges there. So yeah, overall looking good. A few things to fix, particularly the feet and some of those other bevels.